So it's called Iress Learning Centre. So if you're not sure what it is, you can just Google it. And here it says Training and Iress Learning Centre for Australia. And come down, yep, accept. And here it is, book training via the Iress Learning Centre. All right, so here we are. Notice it says your browser is not fully compatible with the LMS, which is weird because I'm using Google Chrome. But if I click here for the compatibility report, it actually says that operating systems fine, browsers fine, JavaScript cookies, but the pop-ups blocked and you need to allow pop-ups, okay? So if I click here, let me just bring this down so you can see. So if I click here, you can see the pop-ups blocked, always allow, and then done. I'm only allowing it from Iress Learning Centre, not everything, so that's fine, and I click done. All right, and the rest of it's fine. So let me bring this up again. Let me bring you back to the home page so we can start from scratch again. Pop-ups are allowed, and you'll see later on where it does pop up and why you needed it. And then I only have to sign in because I already have a login. Okay, so the login to Iress Learning Centre and Iress Community and Iress Connect is the same. So if you've got a login for Community or Connect, it's fine. Use it here and sign in. If not, just click on register, and you can also register from within Xplan as well. So why it's asking you to register is it wants to know that you are an Iress client, right? Because the training is free, but only to Iress clients. So if you're like a contract paraplanner or a student, you're going to have to prove that you are doing work for someone who is paying for Xplan. So if you're a contract paraplanner, you're doing work for a company, that company is paying for Xplan, okay, so then you prove it, right? Or you're a university student and your university is paying for Xplan even though you're not, so then you prove it. And the easiest way to prove it is your Xplan URL. So I think that's one of the questions in the registration. All right, so let me just sign in. And there we are. Let me just make my browser a bit less zoomed in so it's a bit easier for you guys to see. Okay, so when you're first registered, there's terms and conditions to accept, a little bit more information about yourself. If there's something that needs to be checked, then you have to wait for it to be approved, but usually it just goes straight through. And then in about 15 minutes, when the computer does all its stuff, then you get access to everything. So don't worry if 1 minute later things haven't loaded up yet, just give it about 15 minutes, assuming that everything went straight through, okay? So this is the home landing page. You've got your carousel with what's new. You come down, you can find learning. You can go to My Learning, things that you've enrolled yourself for, and little micro learns. And you've got a page tour as well. So if you've just registered, this tour will start automatically. So I'll just click on it to show you. It says welcome, let me show you around, and then you go next, 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 and so on, right? But I'm going to take you through, so I'm going to end the tour. But it's nice to know you can go through it at any time that you like. Okay, so honestly, if it's me, I sort of just look at what's new, and then I come along to all the menus at the top. The next menu item at the top is resources, and this is the training services that Iress has, and also training material as well. These are all the PDF guides. What's one that's cool that I saw recently? This one, Data Feed Fundamentals. Like it's hard, right, to upskill on things that you don't use that often. So sometimes I just download it and go Control F and look through it. Next menu item is My Learning. So you have a dashboard. And then back in My Learning, there's record of learning. And so here is where you should see that you're 100% through. So you've got the method, the course name, are there any CPD points, your progress, and so on and so forth. And you can filter it down. So if you know that, oh, I did some e-learning, which is all self-paced learning, you can filter. Don't forget to actually click search, and then it'll narrow it down, okay? And then you can click in to go into it as well. All right, so this would be how you get back to things you're halfway through if you're trying to complete them. And I think, like I said earlier, for things that have CPD points, there's a calendar year. So you need to get it done by a certain time to get your certificate, to get your CPD points. And then at the bottom is my bookings. So for virtual classrooms where you're going to be with a trainer, here are your future bookings and your past bookings. So if I go to past bookings, this is the webinar I attended a few days ago. If it was here in future bookings, I'd be able to cancel out if I couldn't make it or not. It's just courteous, right, to your trainer to let them know that you can't attend. Obviously, if it's an emergency and you can't get to the PC, that's different. It's just courteous to know so that someone else can take your spot as well. Here's my CPD where you can look at what CPD you've done so far. I haven't done any because I don't work in the industry anymore, so I don't need to collect points anymore. But it's here. And then you can give feedback as well. Again, it pops up in a new browser tab. I don't know how long it is, so I won't do it with you. And then you've got help. So you've got announcement, frequently asked questions, contact us, and browser check. So let's go to frequently asked questions. What is going to happen when you need to update some information? Okay. How do I find that? Okay. What do I do if my relationship with Iris changes? It's important to have this reflected in your user profile, your role, software URL. Please contact us if there are any changes. And here, if you require an update to your first name, surname, perhaps someone changed their name when they got married, email address, they're managed through Okta, which is why 3 different things can have the same sign-in because it holds that information. And so that needs to be updated in a different spot. Last of all, you've got your notifications here and you've got your profile. So if I click on profile, it's good to know that you can set your time zone. If not, it's just a bit weird, right? Everything's set in the Eastern States time zone, and you're trying to figure out if it's a good time for you or not. So I think that's something we need to do for every software that we're signed into. Like always make sure your time zone is correct. What's this? Evidence Bank forum posts. Don't know what these are. Nothing's there yet. Maybe because I haven't done very much. And then preferences. I wouldn't turn off all notifications, and the reason for that is when your virtual classroom booking is confirmed, it's going to send you a notification. And also the Zoom link is sent out through notifications as well, right? So if you block all your notifications, how are you going to get the login to go to your class?